What's up, YouTube? I'm back here with you today. I had a very big mail day with 6 returns. I've not opened any of these yet, not even snipped the first one, but I thought I'd do a quick video here and share these with you as I do open them and see who I got back. So we'll start that here with this first one here. Let me cut the edge off. This is coming in from North Houston, Texas. So we'll see who it's from. And this one's coming from Doug Rao, former very good starting pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers in the 1970s. Um, he pitched for the Dodgers, I think, in the early 80s, maybe 80, 81, but he was pretty much done. Arm injuries had washed up his career. This is a 1977 Topps, and he signed it for me in blue Sharpie, as you can see. This card's got a little wear on the corners, rough corners, but I sent that on in. It's also got, I can tell by looking at it, it's got some scratches, and sadly it's got some gum stain, wax stain on the front as well. But happy to get that back as always. Here is a 1980 Topps Doug Rao, signed in blue Sharpie. That's a lot better condition card there. And this one, 1978 Topps, Doug Rao. Rao one. Let's see here. Let me look at the 1980 because it's got pretty much, yeah, from 1974 through 1978. Doug Rao won at least 13 games. He won 15 games several times in that span, and he was a very good pitcher. Injuries limited his career. He's best known for actually probably today. He's best known today for a confrontation with manager Tommy Lasorda on the mound in the 1978 World Series, where Lasorda was going to take him out of the game. He did not want to come out of the game, and Lasorda went into a cursing and swearing stampede. Uh, and you can actually find that video by searching for it on YouTube. Here, search for Doug Rao, Tommy Lasorda argument, and it'll come up. All right. The next return here is coming in from Daniels, New Jersey. Okay, let's see who this one is. Uh, Steve Balboni. Steve Balboni. I sent him one card. Balboni is a good signer through the mail, but he will not sign more than one card. Uh, so I just sent a 1990 Topps, pitchered with the Yankees. He played for the Yankees two different times in his career. He came up originally with the Yankees in the early 80s. Good home run hitter, a lot of swing and miss in his game. In those days, that was frowned upon. In today's baseball game, if a guy can hit 30 home runs like Balboni could do in the 80s, nowadays teams wouldn't care if he didn't hit but 175 if he could hit 30 home runs. But back in the 80s and 90s, teams wanted guys that could hit 270 or higher, and they didn't really care how much power you had. If you couldn't hit for a high average and get on base, they really didn't care back in those days. Balboni had a good run, a good, decent length career, but other than a chance to, he was a starter for the Kansas City Royals from '84 through like '87, where he finally played his poor batting average finally played his way out of a job, but as a starter. But he beat around with the Mariners, spent time with the Mariners, the Yankees again. I think he even played briefly for the Texas Rangers in the early '90s. But he basically, was a platoon player at that point because he just couldn't hit well enough to keep a solid starting position in those days. Anyway, this next one here is coming in from Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I just cut it open while I was talking about Balboni, and it is Rick Honeycutt. I sent him one card. Honeycutt quit signing for a while. He used to be a great signer for years, and he quit signing for a while. And I realized that I had actually not sent to him When I started working on the 88 top set, he had quit signing at that time. And I had several cards autographed by him from the early 80s, but never had I sent this card. I needed it for the 88 set, so now that he started back signing again, I just decided to send the one card, and he signed it in blue Sharpie. That'll go in my 88 set, and I'm really, really pleased to get that back because that was one of that, like I said in the prior video, we're getting closer and closer to completing that set, which it's still going to take a lot of work because I'm getting to that point where I'm going to get down. What's going to happen? I'm going to get down to the last 60 or so cards that are the most expensive cards that out there that you can get. Um, I've got a lot of guys in that set that are passed away now, but the hardest ones are going to be Tony Gwynn, Kirby Puckett. Tony Gwynn and Kirby Puckett is going to be the two hardest, most difficult cards. Even Nolan Ryan, who is probably one of the biggest names of that era in the 88 top set, and he's got his regular card plus a turn back the clock card. Nolan Ryan does sign autographs. He charges, but he does sign autographs. But Tony Gwynn and Kirby Puckett have passed away, and even though both were pretty decent signers for All-Star players, you know, they're going to be the hardest, the most expensive ones to get. And both of those guys have not only regular cards but All-Star cards in that set. So yeah, it's going to be a little difficult. All right, this next return here is a 5-card return from longtime great to the hobby signer through the mail, Mike Smithson. Mike Smithson signed a 1989 Topps card there with the Red Sox. Here is an 87 Topps with the Twins. He was a very good pitcher for the Twins in the mid 80s. He came up with Texas and they traded him to the Twins, and here he is on an 86 Topps. And he's got a really nice signature. Here is a 1990 Fleer. Very nice looking. That I'll tell you what, that white background, 1990 Fleer is a really, it's not that popular of a set. I mean, it's massed, overproduced, but that white background really pops on blue Sharpie autographs. And especially a guy that signs his whole name instead of just initials like Smithson, really pops right there. And here's a 1990 Topps, Mike Smithson. Okay. I'm doing a little bit too much talking here about the players, so let me get on into these. I got two more returns, and I know this video, some of them get too long when I get to talking too much. And here we got something extra. Jesus, I trust in you. It says, and so somebody sent me back this. We'll see here in a second, but I'll go ahead and share that. Jesus, I trust in you. And the return is Terry Kennedy. And this, I'm really hyped about this because this will be, if he signed it, doesn't matter if he signed them all. If he signed it, I will have, and he did. I sent in 3 cards, all with the Orioles, and that included the 88 Topps. As I'm trying to finish up, I really worked at it like now and then on this set, but now that I'm getting so much closer to getting it completed, I just started sending out to everybody that was left that I did not have signed cards of for that set. Here is an 87 Topps traded, Terry Kennedy. And that blue Sharpie really pops on that card. Really pops. Like that one. Really well. And it looks good on this one too, for the most part. Terry Kennedy on an 89 Topps. Really thrilled to get that back. It's been a while. And so Terry Kennedy is the one that sent the Jesus. And just let me show you the back of it, just so you know. I mean, it's got like testimony on the back. Really, really nice. Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. All right, the last return here. This is, I can tell by the feel of it, is a thin one, so it's probably a 1 or 2 card return. Oh, they didn't put the cards back in a sleeve or binder. Ted Power, 3-card return. Ted Power, former longtime Major League pitcher for several teams, most notably for the Reds. He played for the Reds 2 separate occasions. This is a 92 Upper Deck, signed in blue. And this is from his early part of his career. He came up with the Dodgers, but they traded him to the Reds. And he was a closer for the Reds for a while. Then later he was a starting pitcher for the Reds for a while. Ted Power, 84 Donruss, and an 84 Fleer. Some people would think this would be his rookie cards because that was 83 was his first first, full season in the majors, but he actually pitched for the Dodgers in 81 and 82, and his rookie card is actually 82 Fleer because he came up with the Dodgers in 81 and he got on a card in the 82 Fleer set. So anyway, that's my returns today. We got 5 cards signed by Mike Smithson. We got 1 by Mr. Steve Balboni. We got 3 from Doug Rao on some vintage cards. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 3 from Mr. Ted Power. So that's 12. And we got 3 from Mr. Terry Kennedy. So that's 15. And 1 for the set from Rick Honeycutt. So that's, let's see, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 signed autographed cards by mail. Thank you all for watching. I'll be back again soon with more videos.